Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Podcast. This is episode 7, and luckily you guys are stuck with just us three today. Jared and Tommy, what's going on, man?
Yo, yo.
Time is flying.
Fresh
Yeah,
off the
seriously.
court, straight to the pod.
Yeah, Jared's had a busy day today.
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of training, got it in the range. You know, that's a healthy day for
Great
Jared.
range session. I just
Yeah.
I have to put it out there. I think today was the first day in the amount of time I've been golfing. I had like real divots with
Wow.
my 48. Like, yeah,
Wow,
divots
I
in
mean-
front of the ball. Like, what?
Here's a guy that's just working on his craft, Luke.
Talk about growth, man. Talk about growth.
Talk about growth.
And I don't want to sit here and act like, you and me aren't a driving force for this because he wants to
Yeah.
win, so.
Yeah.
I
get
mean,
it.
the
I'm proud
group
of him.
chat. I mean, what I've been saying in the
Tea
group
time,
chat is definitely motivating Jared.
6:28 Friday a.m. Be there.
Hey, heard you.
When we've got Jared sending us videos of people messing up on the golf course saying it's me, I know I'm rent free.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's the first thing that comes into his mind. But no, we got a good episode planned for you guys today. We put out on our Instagrams like what you guys wanted to talk about, and we got some good topics. So I'm excited to get into it. Just back with us three, it might be a little more natural than some of the other like interview styles have been. But I'm excited. We can get right into it with our man Nay. He wanted us to talk about a few different things. But the first one we kind of want to jump into is the recruiting process that, what ours was like and kind of what the scene is like. And I think I kind of want to start with Jared because he probably oversees the most recruiting processes out of all of us because obviously we can't
Yeah,
just have our own. But
100%. I think there's so many different ways we could, talk about this stuff, and there's so many avenues. I think the main thing that I would want to portray to anybody that listens to this, whether they play basketball or they play other sports, is that when you're recruiting, when you're going through recruiting, and when I have kids going through recruiting, they forget, they get caught up in like, oh, I want to get an offer from this school. I hope this coach comes watch me play and does all this stuff. And the reality is like you're recruiting them as much as they're recruiting you. And I feel like players like shy away from that because they feel like the coaches in this holds this thing over them, like the scholarship and like this level of authority, which they do have because they are going to be your coach if you go there. But like you could get an offer, and this has happened to a million kids, especially now we look at the transfer portal. There's 1,800 kids in the transfer portal this year, and like 27, I think it's 27% of them still don't have homes. And so like I don't know what they're doing. But it's like I personally think that comes down to they didn't recruit the school as well as they should have. Because if you really do your digging and you really go to practice and you really watch, like it's pretty easy to tell, like, and if as long as you're being self-aware, like this will fit me, this won't fit me. And they just look at the name of the school or the level the school's at, or they have an AU coach that tells them they need to go there because there's some kind of thing going on behind the scenes. And it's like, you go there and then it's like, wait, this doesn't make me happy. And so then you're like stuck or you're in the portal and you're dealing with all that. So I think like that's the big thing that people forget is that you're recruiting them as much as they're recruiting you.
Yeah, I like what you said there too, because I don't remember who I was talking to recently, but we were talking about recruiting and I was saying how much it was a relationship really that you had to build. Like it was more or less what the school was. And like obviously I was biased coming from someone that didn't get any looks at all really. So I didn't really care what name was coming my way. I liked anything, but like it's so much like for me it was so much about trust. Like I knew I was taking a risk going to where I was going, but I trusted that the coaches were going to put me in a position to allow me to grow into like a potential to actually play and flourish there. But if you have people like Jared said, either AU coaches, family, friends, whatever it is that have put these expectations into your mind that maybe something is going to be better than something else without you even knowing or taking a chance on it, then it's hard for you to build those relationships. And I think relationships with your coach and the rest of your team means way more than the location or even the conference or who you're playing against. All of that is all going to come into how successful you are at the end of the day.
And yeah, not to like cut Tommy off or anything, but like I can use Luke as a perfect example. Is like I did like a ton of stuff like to help, and like I made so many calls. Like if I really wanted to, I could have forced like Luke onto schools based on my relationship. Like, and he probably would have transferred or he would have not played. So it's like I knew Ben Tucker and I knew like Jack Murphy who were at NAU, and like I knew that would be like again I recruited them for you as much as I knew that Ben like Tuck and Murph's mentality was gonna fit. Like they would like give you a chance
Yeah, definitely. I
as
agree with
opposed
that.
to some of the other schools.
All about fit. I mean, I literally don't even know what else I can add on to that because you guys just absolutely hit it out of the park right there.
Yeah, well, I kind of
Uh,
wanted to ask you too, Tom, and I know you and me get put in similar situations now with our teams,
yeah,
where we get put with the recruits that come on visits because, like, I know we both
yeah,
have good relationships with our coaching staff and stuff. So that's another look into recruiting for me because I mean, I'll let you speak too. I don't want to cut you off at all, but I always like feel like I got to be honest with them there. Like I know that there's always times when people are telling them what they want to hear, but like I said, if I
yeah.
want a player to really build a relationship, they got to know that it's coming from a place where I care. So if I know this is someone that we want to get, it's got to be honest, and then I'm going to build that relationship. Like
Oh,
here's my number,
facts.
like hit me on anything. So I don't know if you have a similar experience.
I mean, I'd say the most recent one is our guy Jay. He came on the visit, and like I think we all like everybody knew we wanted him to come. I mean, perfect fit for what we want to do, and I just immediately reached out. Like, I mean, Jay and I knew each other were, but we had never actually met. And I remember the coaches were like, "What do you know about Jay?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, I've known the name for years, but I never met the guy. But like, I could definitely help build this relationship to get him here." And like you said, it's just all about being honest. And I feel like I was. I feel like I did a good job on his visit, helping out, showing around like what it was. Went to dinner, went to breakfast, and then that was a really fun experience. And then obviously, now he's here, and thank goodness because he's great teammate, great guy. But I mean, it's all about relationships, and I mean, we've already hit on that, but it's the most important part. And I like what Jared said about you really got to recruit them. You really got to know that this is where you want to be and this is where you're going to thrive with the people around you.
I think the other
Definitely.
thing too is like when you're like when you get in the recruiting process and kind of to stay on brand, like, and you're not highly touted and you're not getting major D1 offers or any D1 offers at all. Like understanding like what your reality is and what your expectations should be. Cause I think that's where the other thing where people in the recruiting process, they get upset or parents get upset or like all that stuff. It's because like they're not living in the same reality that like the rest of the college basketball world is living in. Is like there's there's 340 Division 1 schools.
Yeah,
Like if you're good enough, like there's very, 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 very few kids that just fall through the cracks.
yeah,
Like if you're good enough out of high school, then you'll someone will find you. Like the
exactly.
NAUs, the Idaho State, like bro, Tommy would have never thought of like I'm gonna live in Pocatello
Absolutely
for
not.
4 years. Like
Absolutely
Pocatello,
not.
Idaho, like Flagstaff, like oh my god, like when you were a freshman, sophomore, junior in high school, you never thought about that. But like look at it where it is now. And I think that's the problem is that like if kids were more realistic or parents understood the process better, it's like, okay, if you're not a Division 1 player right now, like you need to go where you can like develop and play and grow into a player that maybe you can't. Like another like good example is someone like we all like Alec
Right.
Andrews played like he was on like one of the best high school teams in that Sacramento's had since I've been around, and like
Mhm.
he wasn't the best player. He was probably wasn't even the second best player by most people's opinion, but like the dude played at Caltech for 4 years, which was a terrible basketball program when he got there, but like they got more wins every year. He has like all time, like he has records at the school. And now he's like a super successful person outside of basketball. And is like, the reality is that what kind of experience do you want to have?
Exactly.
Do you want to be miserable for 4 years and never play and hate your coach or hate where you're at? Or do you want to go somewhere where you're gonna like really enjoy basketball? Because that's why you're doing this in the first place. Like college basketball is tough. Like people like there was times even for me personally, it's like, bro, sometimes being in college made me hate basketball. like 100%. Like if I didn't love basketball as much as I do, like I probably wouldn't have survived. But like for some reason, I just like my love like pushed me through. But like there's days where you're just like, man, this sucks. Not
No, I think
playing and all that stuff, like and losing. Like so, I just think the reality is that like people have to like be more self aware.
I think that's honestly a perfect segue into the second part of the question, which Nay asked about, which was kind of the instant gratification that's in the world now, like what people are really striving for. And it's I really like how you brought that up, because I tell people all the time that aren't a part of any college sport, like you really got to love it. Like you literally have to eat, sleep, breathe. Like this has to be what you want to do the second you roll out of bed, or you won't love it. And so if you are striving for instant gratification, like this signing this contract or whatever it is, just one little moment, then the second you get over that mountain, it's just going to go down. Like it's going to be like an adrenaline boost, and then boom, fall off. And if you don't love it, then what's going to drive you to continue to go? And so I feel like today, especially with like social media and all this, there's a lot of people that strive for the wrong reasons, and that's why you get these, like you think someone's pushing, they're going to be successful, and then boom, they fall off. Like they reach a certain point that they think is really the end, when if you don't actually love it, you can't drive through it.
There's just too many people that do have that love for it. Where if you get complacent because you got a blue check on Instagram or a mixtape from Baller's Life, you're the guy. You kind of get it, buy into the hype. Not even necessarily that, but things like that. There are people that don't care about that. Strictly just love their sport. This doesn't even have to be basketball. This can be any sport.
Right.
And like once people like that really are just kind of like, yeah, like I made it. Like that's when you lose it. And that's, I don't know. It's just crazy because like you really gotta love it to play just college sports. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I don't know. I don't want to say that this was a guarantee, but I know now after what I went through with probably around Tommy's class. Like now my first question to every kid when I go through recruiting and I do like the consulting stuff is like when they bring up schools like, oh, I want to play at this school, I want to play at this school, I want to like blah blah blah. I'm like, if basketball wasn't a factor, would you still want to go there?
You
Because
you asked me that too,
did I
honestly.
okay. I remember couldn't remember if I asked you that
Well, because
because
you asked, there was one training day at Folsom High, and it was like me, Grant, Will, Chris. I'm pretty sure it's just us four. You told
yeah.
us to make a list and bring it to the workout next week
Yeah.
of like what colleges, and then we brought it back and we literally sat there and went through each list. And you asked us, if you weren't playing basketball, would you want to be there?
Yeah. Because the reality is kind of like what Tommy just said is like no matter what sport you play, we play basketball, but like no matter what sport you play in college, shit is gonna hit the fan at some point
Yeah,
Right.
have
in the season.
it has
Like
to.
no matter what. And then like what do you have to fall back on? And if you hate where you live and you hate where the school is, like even simple stuff like this, what I like kids don't even think about this stuff is like, do you want to live? Do you want to go to a college town? Do you want to be at a school in an urban city? Do you want to be at a school in the middle of nowhere? Like that kind of stuff. Like people don't even give a thought to that stuff. It's like for me, and I won't like take too much time, but like I loved Cal State East Bay more than I love UC Santa Barbara. People think I'm crazy for saying that.
I think most
Like,
people will.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I
one hundred
would,
percent.
but
Yeah,
shout
but
out to
like,
Hayward, I guess.
I mean, well, but the lifestyle in Santa Barbara wasn't something that I aligned with.
Yeah, not for you, and that's
Yeah.
totally understandable.
Whereas like being in Hayward, you're like, okay, the city of Hayward sucks, but I'm 15 minutes from Berkeley. I'm 15 minutes from Oakland. I'm 45 minutes from the city. My best friend plays at SF State. So, and I'm an
Yeah,
hour from my house, like where my parents are. So,
goes back to the fit. It's all about the
yeah,
fit, and that's not
100%.
just the coaching staff. That's everywhere.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too is that, like, it's funny because I'm not going to like say names, but like someone, I was talking to somebody about this and they're like, they told me that they've had multiple kids. They're like, oh, do you want to, they asked them, like, do you want to play in college? These kids are like, no, I want to be a YouTube streamer. Like they're literally playing basketball to like do YouTube streams, and like not everybody is Marcellus Howard. like
That's for
like
sure.
he's on a whole nother level. Like
Yeah,
and
they're chasing greatness.
bro, Cell was and is nice at hoop, like flat
Super.
out.
Yeah,
flat
he's
out.
still nice.
Like he's still cold. Like I put him up against any other person that streams basketball content.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like if that's what you're shooting for, like then that's like a fleeting thing because you're just chasing followers or chasing like unless you have a plan to like turn it into a business and things like that. But like 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds aren't thinking about that. They're just thinking about like what Luke said, what comes with that status and the blue check, and like that's how they like identify themselves.
Yeah, and kind of to backtrack a little bit on what you said, I can only speak on basketball, obviously, but you were talking about like shit hits the fan at some point with every sport, probably, but basketball specifically. I know during those winter days when there's no students on campus, you're the only one there, you got double days, you may have lost a game or two you shouldn't have. Those are the dog days. So like, if you really don't love it, then like if you're doing like for that example, if you're doing it to become a streamer, like you are gonna hate your life. You're really gonna hate your life. And like, and then
Man,
take me and Tommy's example, like if you were to told me I would be in Flagstaff for 2 weeks with no students there, like I'm there with Nick Maines and Cam Shelton, just sitting there in the apartment going to practice every single day. I'm like, bro, what are we gonna do? But those were really the most fun days, and that's because of the people, and that's because like I really bought into where I was at.
yeah,
And like I'm sure you guys can both agree with me on that. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's when you really make your lifelong brothers, is when it's just y'all. It's snowing. You don't want to go to practice because it's cold. And then
Bro,
you
I
got to go to
went to
practice.
Flagstaff when it
You
was
got to go to
snowing. It was
practice again
terrible.
at night, even after you had practice in the morning, and then film after. I mean, and then you finish the day and you're like, dang, like I'm really doing it. Like I really do love this thing because nobody else is gonna be doing this.
Yeah.
and that's really what it is. Like that's really what college sports is. That's all that whole process is what it is. It's not the Instagram pictures. It's none of that. So like,
I think
you
that's
know,
I think that just like to kind of riff back on the instant gratification thing and probably hopefully try to answer Nay's question a little bit better is like I really think basketball is the most unique in the realm of like the social media culture in basketball is like deeply, deeply rooted now in the actual
Crazy now.
culture of basketball. Like there's people that like didn't play like in college that have like clout in in the basketball world because of like that instant gratification and like what people are like what people gravitate to, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think like it's it's tough to like get around that in basketball. It's even now like everybody makes it jokes like Keith just sent me a video. Like there was some NBA dudes in Houston playing overrun. There was a dude running around with a megaphone,
yeah,
and it was being filmed. Like why like why like that never happened. I mean I'm old, so but like bro like the grad like why do we need like why does it need to be that way? And I think it's just that's how people associate or that's how people identify. And I think that the instant gratification of me getting posted at some open run with some NBA players and me getting some buckets, like regardless if I got fried and lost every game I played, if I got those 3 or 4 clips of me scoring on Patrick Beverly or Devin Booker or someone like that, and people hyping me, like I feel like I had a good day, and that's like what's wrong with the whole like the whole setup, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah. And even to hit on like, not only is there instant gratification with the social media and all that, but like when you talk about like higher level guys, like there's that instant gratification when you pick up your first Power Five offer. Like, are you
Yeah.
going to continue to work on your craft where probably all the other top 15 guys in the country are, and you get that first offer? Or are you just going to settle, be like, yeah, I got this offer, I made it, I'm gonna go there and get my money, or I'm gonna work harder and I'm gonna get better offer, I'm gonna get better type thing like that. I think that's another big one that happens all the time.
yeah. It's got to be a platform, like an avenue for the next step.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think we kind of hammered that one.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to go to the next thing. So someone asked about mental health in sports, and we didn't want to really like Debbie down this or anything, but we wanted to be honest about it and talk about it briefly because it is something that's really prevalent right now. And like I know I've spoke about it on not only my social media but just like with people I know and stuff. And like
Just
what I
had a
was
meeting
talking
about
about.
this 2 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's super. Yeah, we did too. And like, it's real. And like I always talk about, it's just as important as your physical health. If I have a bad ankle, like it's gonna hurt my game just as much if my head's not in it. If I'm not feeling right every single day, and like, it's real. And when I talked about like the dog days and stuff, it goes back to like you gotta love it because now you put something like if you're having a mental health problem and like it's really a struggle, if you throw that on top of the dog days, you're really gonna hate what you're doing and it might not be healthy. So all of that goes together, you know.
What do you think? What I want to know what Tommy and Luke, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think causes like the mental health like breakdown within just the, let's just keep it specific, like in the confines of like playing basketball or like college basketball? I guess since like you guys are both in the thick of it, like what do you think is the main culprit?
Um, I got an answer, Tom, if you
I
don't
mean,
mind.
go ahead, Leah. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I would say just the pressure of it all. I think you take people that their whole lives have trained at a really high level, and this is not just for basketball, and have put themselves in a position that, like we said, you want to use it as a platform to do whatever, whether it's to get a degree from a school or whether it's to use your how you played in college to go to the next level. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. And like I know us three in here can all agree, like we're as competitive as it can get. And so you take all these external pressures that like you're feeding yourself, it can become a lot. And I think that's probably the main root of it. And I don't even think that's sport related too. Like you can get it from class if you got a hard final coming up and you add a sport on top of it. It's all just a lot caving in on you.
Yeah, I think you hit that perfectly. And honestly, I'm actually taking a sports psychology class. So I'm
There
actually
we go.
learning a lot about this stuff right now. And it's really interesting. And just that, not even really to, I think Luke answered your question perfectly, Jared, but back to just the mental health thing, like just that mind body connection is so real. And if you are just, it's so easy to use the dog days of the season as an example, especially being where I go to school and where you went to school, Luke. And I don't know if you guys believe in seasonal depression, but I definitely think it can be a
I
real thing.
definitely do. I definitely do.
Yeah, like when you go to practice, when I leave practice for practice at 3:45 and I get out at 6 and it's pitch black and snowing, like I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was saying, like if you're just thinking about like if you just got negative thoughts going through your head all day long, like that's gonna hit you when you get to the court. Like it's gonna be hard to really perform to your best ability if you've just been thinking about how much your life sucks all day long. Like it's so important to just a thing in my class this week was positive self-talk. Like it's so important to just keep those positive mindset rolling and those thoughts rolling. Like I am good. I'm great. Like I can do this. It's just another step in the process. Like, and I think that's a really important thing to do, especially during the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Second question.
I was
Do you,
gonna expand on that if you don't
okay,
mind.
no, go ahead. Yeah, you're
Because
welcome.
I think Tommy brought up a great question, great point, and I feel like everyone always talks about the negatives of mental health, but there's always like the flip side. There's the positives, and I think the way I look at it is, like people think maybe like super deep like depression or anxiety or these really tough mental health issues, but like there's little things like just like slight confidence issues. And I know one personally for me, it's like as a shooter, how am I thinking about a shot before I go into it? Am I thinking, oh, I'm knocking this down or I gotta knock this down? Because those two mindsets are completely different. And like I know I read this book called The Mind Gym and it was talking about it in golf, which is pretty applicable to us. If there's water on a hole, like am I thinking, oh, I'm striping this down the
Oh,
fairway, or am I thinking I can't hit it in the water? Because the chances of me
Yeah,
hitting it in the water, so all of
if
that
it's
feeds
to the
into it.
right, I'm hitting it in the water.
Yeah, see, I
I'm
told
not
Jared this when we were playing though. I said you already lost. Like if he's like, man, I always
exactly.
hit in the water, you already lost. You already lost. And
No,
like,
I'm
and to me,
saying
that's
I'm
mental
saying I
health.
am gonna hit exactly my mental health, yes. Because then I get mad and I lost to Pro V1 and it's just like it's
Yeah,
a whole snowball
as
effect.
soon as that thought creeps into I can't do this to mess up, you're gonna do it.
100%. Even like oh god, yeah. Don't even
That
start it.
applies to literally everything.
Bro, teal bin, whole nine.
Yeah.
Freaking son of a gun. I can't cuss like how I cuss on the golf course on this, but
Yeah,
God,
family friendly over here.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh man.
all right,
But
what's
my
the
other
follow up?
question, the follow-up is, and this goes for both of you. Tommy, I don't know how much you have to say, but I want to know what the split is, and you're just your opinion. Nothing other than just your guys' personal opinion. Does a relationship help or hurt your mental health as an athlete?
Talk to him, Luke.
Um, I think it just depends on the quality of the relationship.
Okay,
I
so
would,
let me rephrase.
yeah.
Do you think out of all the guys or girls that have relationships in college athletics, what
Yeah.
do you think the split in is that it helps or hurts?
Love and
Oh,
basketball.
Like, what do you think it is?
that's see. So now, so I would honestly think it's hard to say. It's actually hard to say. I think it's probably pretty evenly split if I had to guess, because I think, if you do have someone that backs you and it's an easy support staff and it's someone to lean on and it's something solid that you can always count on, that's the consistency that some people need in their life. And that's going to drive you to go forward. But if you have a toxic relationship, then it's just going to be another thing that's weighing on your back. So I honestly don't know what the split would be. The people that I know and like me personally, like I feel like they're all positive, but I don't.
Okay.
But it's pretty, I keep my circle pretty close. So
Tommy, what you got, bro? That was like an answer that wasn't an answer.
I mean,
that
like,
was an answer. What are you talking about? I don't know the exact
Oh, you
numbers.
didn't give me the split. So you said 50-50.
50-50. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know that I really have. I couldn't give you a definitive answer because I haven't been in like a serious relationship during the middle of the season to tell you. I don't know. From my outside viewer with people around me,
Yeah, that's what we want. That's good. Yeah, we
I
get some
mean,
outside view. Like this.
I've really only seen a distance relationship, so it wasn't good. Not
Toxicity.
good for the mental health. I'm just gonna tell you
What are
right
you
now,
trying to
not
get
good
at
for the
here,
mental
Trey?
health.
I'm not trying to get anything. I just am trying to understand. I'm trying to like just pose the question because I think, well, I'll let Tommy finish and I'll tell you what I think.
No, I mean, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say.
So I can be 100% honest. Like, I was in a relationship and I had a really good year my senior year. And like, for the people that probably don't, well, everybody that watches that knows me, I married Amanda and that was who I was dating. And it's been great. I got super lucky, super fortunate. But so my experience was good, even though there was some like tough times. Um, I think it's more closer to like 70-30, like
Yeah.
negative 70, because I think like this is, and I'm not saying this because I'm like not anti-relationship or anything like that, because obviously I did it. But what I think is that when you inject someone else's like well-being that you have to think about, I think that it's hard for most people, again, not everybody, hard for most people to handle the pressures that Luke talked about and also be able to like be empathetic and care about the other person, especially if they're an athlete too.
Yeah. I was gonna say
And
if they're an athlete, it definitely
yeah,
helps.
and then on the
Yeah.
flip side, even like I had more issues with the relationships of the people that weren't athletes because they didn't understand.
No, I'd agree with that.
And I
Yeah.
think that that like was something that was really hard on me personally, and I think it's hard on people that they don't realize it is like if you have this goal and like athletics and you work like Luke said, you work your butt off your whole life to get to this point. Now you have this 4 year window to like make the most of it. Someone that didn't,
6 year window.
oh yeah, if you're a Tommy, super
And
60.
Luke. And
Yeah,
Luke.
whatever. Come on, bro.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Mine was 5, so I guess I'm right there with you guys.
Yeah.
I think like people that are in that position, they don't realize the amount of like mental fortitude, I guess it would take to like be able to do that. Cause like the person that's not the athlete, they just can't comprehend. Like, what do you mean you're at the gym at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. at night? You're not at the gym. You're lying. You're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. Blah blah blah. Like that that whole pressure and situation. Like,
I'm working.
yeah, it would wear on someone. So I think that a lot of people that are in relationships, they don't even realize whether it's good or bad. They don't realize like how much that can affect your mental health and then your performance moving forward. Because you could tell. I'm telling you, like when I played, if dudes were going through it, it was easy to tell
Yeah.
right at practice. Be like, oh, they're beefing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Luke hit it perfectly. It's really important to have that support system for you right there. And
Yeah,
then on the flip side, it's just like
I think it's tough. I
you
think it's
just can't
tougher.
take away from what you're doing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
I
they
think it can hurt. I think it hurts a lot of players in general. Because again, back to to tie it all in, like the instant gratification, right? What's what's cooler than the instant gratification of a good looking girl like feeling you? You know what I mean? Like that's automatic
We see where
gratification.
Jared's head was at back in his day.
Yeah, we know how Jared was feeling walking around
No,
Hayward.
but I mean,
Jared
like,
was strutting around Hayward. Yeah, I'm dating
yeah,
a volleyball
seriously.
player.
I was going to wrap that up though, because I don't want to ramble too much on this. But like,
Yeah.
there is all that negative, but like, I think on the flip
I don't
side,
mean, yeah.
if it is like in Jared's situation, in my situation, I'm pretty sure Tommy, when he meets the right one in his situation, because he's a great guy,
Are we gonna name
you
drop? We're
know.
not name dropping. No, no name drops.
Goodness sakes.
What I was gonna say is like
Where's
that's
Jay
it.
Nagel when we need him?
Oh my god, I was gonna make a point, and now you guys, this is crazy. But basically, it helps tremendously because I feel like it's one less thing you actually have to worry about.
100.
Because
percent
if I'm not on my game, then I know she's gonna be on her game, and that's someone that I can lean on to pick me up when I need it. So I think that's the complete flip side.
Yeah, agreed. And that's what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to make it a negative
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
like about
Okay.
relationships. I was just saying that I think that it does affect people like athletes. It I think I've seen it affect more negatively than I have positively, but like obviously like, you know, it worked out for me and so I'm not complaining.
So to switch gears again, there was a question that we've kind of asked a couple of our guests I think it was Nay again. Actually, he said, was there ever a moment or a couple moments or any game or whatever that we felt like we knew we were going to be good or we had made it? And Tommy brought up a good point. He actually wanted to see if Jared had any moments about both Tommy and I that he felt like we were going to be good. So Jared, take the floor.
So I'll go Tommy's first because it was more recent. I'm not my timeline's probably going to be off, but
Yeah.
I just remember, and Tommy kind of talked about this first episode. I started training Tommy when he was a freshman. He came to these groups that I did, these big groups, and it was like a collection of kids. They were kind of all around the same age. It was a lot of freshmen, and then some kids that are a little older, maybe one or two kids that are a little younger. So Tommy kind of like did that for probably a year, and
Yeah.
then I think the summer came and Luke and them came home and then I started throwing Tommy in there and like Tommy was holding his own and doing his thing. But I remember one specific day. I can remember specifically what court it was on. It was at sport courts. You walk in, it was the first court to the right, going towards the weight
Uh,
room. Yeah. And it was Luke and them were gone, but I had a bunch of high school kids. I think Owen was there, Luke's little brother, because you guys were all the same age. And there was like some other kids I can't remember, but like I remember specifically because it was the winter time because Matt was home.
the
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. So one of the guys I train, Matt Donlin, he plays in Australia. He like led the NBL one in scoring, 3 pointers made, 3 point percentage. Like he's 6'7" with a
Easy
clip.
jumper.
Yeah, with a clip, and he jumps 40 inches in the air when he shoots. So you literally like Matt is the person that when you play ones, he can't dribble, and so he literally just throws the ball to the left side, runs to it, and then just elevates, and he shoots from like over here. So like you literally can't get to the ball.
He doesn't see
Pretty
your hand.
neat.
He
Yeah.
literally doesn't see your hand.
So, anyways, Tommy was I think a junior, maybe a junior. He had to be. You weren't a senior yet because you
Nah.
weren't really like I think maybe it was like between it was probably it had to be junior year because you're playing varsity.
Yeah.
And I was telling Matt, I was like, I'm gonna have this kid come and work out. And there was other good kids. I think I had a couple older kids that work out, but Luke and them were gone.
Yeah.
Maybe Will was there. Actually, Will was there because he was at FLC. I think
Will would
it
have
was
been
like
there. Yeah.
Will GB. Yeah, so there was like yeah. Anyways, so we do our workout and then we play ones. We were playing 4 dribbles from half court, and Tommy went 5-0.
Mm.
And like it wasn't the way he went, it wasn't that he went 5-0, it was the way he went 5-0. And it was like real in my bag, like real ass moves against real college, like professional players that were really trying to stop him. And I think the last one was it was like a bulldog stop on
Mm.
Matt from like 2 feet behind like
Wow.
his line. And I was like, I said game and I started talking so much.
That's Jared's favorite thing
Like
to do.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, when the young boy gets
When
the
the young
win,
boy comes through.
yeah, gets the win. But like to be honest, like just watching Tommy's maturation from freshman year and playing freshman basketball, playing JV basketball, and then like playing, as a junior, like, okay, you might be an okay player.
Yeah.
But then for me, like, obviously I'm biased towards the skill side. Seeing, uh, seeing him do that is just like the way he did it. It was so cerebral and so easy. I was like, oh, this he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Like he's gonna be
Love that.
good. For Luke's, I have so many. For people I don't know, like Luke was the first kid I ever trained. So, but the one I will give that I did kind of have, I still have the video actually.
I might be thinking of the same moment.
I don't know. I don't think you're ready for this one. One night it was really late, and back then I was training in Folsom a lot, and I had access to a lot of different schools, and I had like some time, and I asked Luke and Will Fitzpatrick, who's been a guest, I asked them if they want to come work out. It was like 8:30 at night. We were at freaking Sandra J. Gallardo Elementary School. and and I was like, and like you guys were probably juniors in high school.
We might have been younger, but I think
maybe
so.
sophomore. Yeah. No, yeah, I don't remember. Anyways, it was either sophomore or junior year. And we were working on like ball screen reads and things like that. And like they had never done it before to that extent. And that's why I just asked Luke and Will to go. And like just the way that Luke like figured out the reads, and like I was playing defense, and back then I can move a little bit. Like the way he was making the reads and the way that he was making the shots, that like I was semi contesting but not like fully contesting. I was like, oh, like he might be able to like play guard in college. And then at the end of the workout, and I can admit this, so I was like, let's do some shooting competitions. And we were at this school so small, but like we were hitting like, okay, we never shoot normal threes because that's just like layups, but like, okay, we'll shoot like some deep threes. And like I think I won one, and I was talking crazy, and then Lucas was talking back and Will was talking. I was like, all right, let's back up. I think we got to the point where we were on the opposite free throw line, the opposite 3-point line. And this dude reeled off like the game was to 5. You make one, you get a point. This dude made 5 in a row. And I was so mad, Tommy. I was so mad. Because like I think I had 3. Yeah. Like I think I had 3 or 2, but like, every time he just hit, and you know how it is when Luke's shot like hits the net. Or like it makes this loud noise.
Yeah.
And like it like almost snaps the net up like every time it hits. So like I was just building my frustration. So then I started missing. And it was like bang, 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 bang.
There's the mental health. Yeah. There's the mental health.
I remember I got in my car and I was like, I just effing lost these little kids. But I was mad. But then I was like, I really thought about it. I was like, bro, this dude was really just cashing from like 35 feet. And he's like,
really nice.
He can't even get 35 pounds off the bar.
Yeah.
Or off the rack.
This is when I was still a kid, for real.
Yeah. Like
Jay Nagel had this one liner today, just an absolute AK-47 for a right arm.
Yeah.
Just a burner.
Yeah. Jay's is like lasers. He shoots lasers at the back of the rim. And his just go boop and then straight down.
Yeah.
Straight down. Boop, straight down. So they just don't even make a noise. Like the net barely moves. But so those were like just 2 moments. Obviously, we'll share more as time goes on. But like those are 2 different times that are very like random. But like I remember them specifically in my head because the confidence that it gave me in you guys, that like, okay, 1, I'm doing something right. And 2, like these dudes are gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And so that was always, those moments are special for me.
Those are great.
And
Those are great.
All thanks to you too, man.
Yeah. I can't even say I remember that moment of mine, but it was probably awesome.
Yeah. It's just, I remember because Matt, like in yours, Tommy, Matt was just wrecking you guys. He was just
of course.
Like he's just like, you guys can't do anything. But then like the one game, like it was just like bang, 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 bang.
I probably had a step through in there.
Yeah, I so hyped.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so those are just 2 great moments.
Yeah, those are great.
In KI Hoops history.
It's funny too because like I remember the workout and like but kind of what Tommy was saying, I would never have like pinpointed that as like a moment for me.
Yeah,
Like and but from your perspective as our trainer and like helping us grow, like that's a milestone that you were like you will always remember. So I feel like that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So
No, I thought you were gonna talk about it was like one of our it was like one of the last times we were at 24 and we were working on hezzy pull-ups and like I did like two or
Mm.
three right and you got so excited you pulled your phone out. I was like, wait, what are you doing? Like you started filming me. I thought I was like eighth grade. I had to be. It was
yeah, I
so
don't have
funny though.
those anymore.
Yeah. I was
Ah,
like, Jared's filming me. I was like, oh my god, I did it right.
I made it. I made it. I made it.
Oh
Oh,
God,
that's
those are
funny though.
probably the days when I was training the Talons, training your high school teams.
Yeah, you had everyone in there.
Yeah.
That was when we still did privates. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, no. So to continue this hodgepodge of an episode, we're gonna completely switch again. We're gonna talk about our fantasy football now. This is something that
Yes,
I take a lot of pride in. I know Tommy does. I know Jared does as well. Two-time returning fantasy champ. You know,
bro.
going for the three-peat this year. Shout out to PEDs. You know, they're gonna get a lot of shout
Boys,
outs on this
the
little segment right here.
boys.
But we kind of want to go through like a couple players on our teams that we think are gonna be good. Now, me and Tommy are in one league together, and then I know we each have another one. And then Jared, I think you said you're in a couple, right?
I got roped into two leagues. One of them is like, I mean, I love Al to death, but it's like 12 team. I'm just not. I'm just not built for 12
Here's, this,
team.
here's the thing, though. The 12 team, that's the one that I helped you out with. You were so down about your team. I like it. I honestly
Big
like it.
believer.
And you sent it to Tommy the other day, and like,
All
Yeah,
right,
I
let's
thought it
see.
was
I'll
solid.
I'll run it. Nah, I don't know, man. I just like well, and okay. To preface, this is my first time playing in a half PPR league, and I already don't like it.
yeah, that's a little
Hmm.
different.
So like it just changes the dynamic. I got Joe Burrow,
Yeah,
DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown, Travis Kelsey, Michael Thomas, and then on the bench I got like Chase Edmonds, Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance fell to me. That could be a real
Yep.
like get if Burrow,
big league winner.
Burrow's a safe pick, like Luke said, and yeah, Trey Lance could come up big. I got Julio Jones back there, so if Chris Godwin's not ready to go, and we all know what Tom does.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a solid squad for a 12-man league. I really do.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but some of these dudes like, oh god, the drafting was just it's
Well, you
dope.
want to talk
Well,
about drafting?
yeah, no,
I had the sixth pick of 8 people in the PEDs league that we're
bro.
talking
Let's
about.
talk
Shout out to
about it.
performance enhancing drugs. I had the sixth pick. Everyone, you want to know who fell to me? Cooper Cup. I just can't wait to hear what people are saying about that. Cooper Cup fell to me at 6, and I just want to thank everybody else in that group chat
Insane.
for doing that because that is just incredible.
Yeah, and I was right before Tom. I had the fifth pick, and I told him if
You
Justin
did. You
Jefferson
did tell
fell to
me
me,
that
I was going to
beforehand.
take him. I told him I felt better about Jefferson than Cup.
So
I
why do
feel
you
like
feel
he's
better about Jefferson than Cup then?
so
Oh, here we go.
one. I think he's a more talented receiver in terms of just pure raw
Physical
talent,
talent. Yeah, yeah,
physical
okay.
talent. I think he's a more talented receiver. You take the system that Cup was in last year, you take the head of that system, and now you put him in Minnesota,
Oh, I
right?
didn't know that.
And yeah, so
Mm.
he is now basically gonna have the same role that Cup had last year. And if
Just
we're being
force fed the
honest,
ball.
yeah, and this guy's probably a top three talent in the NFL in
He's
terms of
Oh,
wide
incredible.
for
receivers.
sure. And
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins will like throw the ball no
Oh
he'll
yeah,
matter
get he'll
what
find him.
time. And like Stafford's gonna hand it off some and like trust the
yeah.
Well,
defense. Like
so
Kirk Cousins doesn't care.
I mean, well, Kirk is. Hey, Tommy knows how I feel about Kirk too.
He
That's a
throws it to the
sleeper
other
right
team
there.
sometimes,
Luke is
but
high on Kirk.
Kirk,
Luke is
well,
very
he
high
just
on
I
has
Kirk.
wouldn't
weapons over
say
there.
that that's a great way to do it.
But yeah, so I'm high on Jefferson.
Okay.
But I was like, so, yo, we already mentioned Carter Mahaney, but this guy, bro, talk about a guy.
Oh my god,
Talk about a guy who
Carter
who really.
Mahaney is a
This is a crazy
crazy
draft
guy.
pick. So our man Davey goes first, right? And Davey is known for bold play. So he takes CMC at 1, which that was pretty on brand for Davey.
Yeah.
Not surprised. Some people were doing that. So Carter was like, I'm gonna reach here, boys, and takes Derrick Henry at 2. Now Carter,
That's insane.
the best running back
That
on
dude, hey,
fantasy.
he must he joined a frat at Chico or what? Carter, which frat you in, bro?
Hey, Derrick
He
Henry.
was
Derrick
partying all
Henry
He said he
is a
didn't even
great
realize that
running
Jonathan
back,
Taylor.
but picking him over the season Jonathan
Yeah.
Taylor just had is so asinine to me.
and they're gonna like he's gonna get the same amount of like carries. Like they're gonna force feed him again.
Crazy. And
Yeah,
Henry's
no.
coming off an injury. I mean, honestly, I think I heard Carter say it on the Zoom call, Luke. I think he said he didn't realize Taylor
No,
was available. He just
bro.
picked Henry right away.
He had no idea. He just blacked out and
He literally just blacked out and
There's
picked
only
him.
been one pick ahead of him. What was
This-
he not paying?
bro, it was
He was
Blackout. The
so-
key word there is blacked.
bro, and then, 3. JT fell to 3, and then 4. Eckler win, and that's where I fell at 5. And I'm usually a running back heavy guy, but I felt like that was I've
Bro,
been
that's
targeting Jefferson.
Could
and I just
not surpass Big Sky's finest, Cooper Cup. I just couldn't do it.
You know what the interesting thing though is like every time I go running back heavy, my team looks like boring and I end up doing good. But then if I don't pick up a receiver down the stretch, I always get hit. I always like end up that's what
I-
happened to me last year. I just didn't have the receiver production.
I loaded the receiver room this year, Jared.
Yeah.
I mean, we're an
I
8-man
know.
league,
No, it's
so
tough.
everyone's team is good, but I've got Cup and then I've got Devontae Adams, and Derek Carr is about to be feeding him the ball.
Yeah, I wasn't super high on Devontae. I honestly took in that league the half PPR because everything got messed up with what people were doing. I took Travis Kelsey. I could have took Devontae Adams, but I took Travis Kelsey. I was like, okay, if I'm going to dominate one position,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
I'm a Raiders homer, so I'm going to take Devontae anyway.
That's
but
fair.
I
Yeah,
got
I
Derek
got
Henry
Derek.
pick.
I got Carr in my other league.
he's got a good year incoming. I
Yeah,
just can't wait for this to be a weekly thing, talking about the wins and
Well,
losses. I mean,
me
it's
too.
I
just
will
gonna
only
be.
be complaining about my losses.
That's fine. That's good. It's
I
good.
don't know
And,
when
like,
Luke and I match up, but man, I'm excited for
I
that
have,
one.
I have Mr. Derrick Henry himself first.
We
first
will.
week,
We
Can
will
we-
say,
Can we live stream this pod while the game is going on?
yeah. So all the
like
Sunday night football
like a
games.
Monday, or like a Monday, a crucial
Yeah.
Monday.
I will say
Uh,
in that league though, the preseason rankings, I'm sitting strong at number 2 with the
Yeah,
6th
bro,
pick.
believe
I
in those.
I
don't
drafted
believe in those,
well.
though.
those are crap because
I don't
was
believe in
picked
them
good-
either,
I was
but
picked 10th
it's
last
nice.
year, and I finished second.
I
I
don't
was
believe in
picked-
them either, but let me tell you, it's nice instant gratification.
Okay, so this guy-
Good plug. There we go.
And Cam's gonna hate me for bringing this up, but he's been first every year.
Cam-
And
Cam is
bad.
always great on paper,
Well,
from
well,
what
he-
I've been told and from last year. So
No, he was bro. I'm
It's all
telling
about the
you,
waiver, man. He doesn't know how to work the waiver wire.
No, his teams are always good. He motivates his teams well. So
He
they
does.
usually perform. But
I
So
mean, my
I
camp's
want
just ready to go, man.
Luke is a self-proclaimed fantasy guru. Who is the one now the drafts are done. So who's the one guy, any position that you think is gonna make the big play that's gonna be a league determining factor?
the big league winner.
Oh, who's the league winner? I already know what he's gonna say.
I know.
Because I took him in this league and I
He's
wanted
a
him
running
bad.
back. He's a running
Saquon
back.
Barkley, that's the league winner this year. People are doubting him coming off an injury, 2 years ago. They
They
said the
suck,
Giants
though.
suck, which they
They do suck.
That is his backfield in terms of talent. If he's fully healthy, this guy's one of the most talented running backs in the league. They have
They're gonna
no
have to
other
throw. They're gonna
offense
be
but to
down
go to
40
him.
points.
They throw to him. He's a PPR god. Do you not remember what he did in 2019?
Gotta stay
I
healthy.
don't actually.
We'll just have to wait and see if he stays healthy.
If
I
he
think
stays healthy, I'm telling you, he's a top 3 fantasy running back.
Okay. I believe you.
I can't be mad at that. I really
Yeah.
can't be mad at that.
They're gonna suck though. So it's like they're not gonna run.
No, it's fine. And
They're gonna be
This guy-
passing a
this
lot.
guy-
They're gonna be
my other-
behind. They're gonna be behind, and they're gonna be passing a lot.
Yeah, they're gonna be. It's gonna be 2 fumble TDs by the quarterback the first half, and it'll be wraps.
Oh, you said, well, he's my
That's
RB2.
just
but
great.
also, I think
My
Saquon's
RB1 in that league, because I went wide receiver heavy. I think has the potential to be a league winner, and I hate to say it as a Raiders fan, but Javonte Williams. I mean, the talent just pops off the screen.
I had him last year as my sleeper. I got him so late, and Melvin Gordon just kept screwing me over.
He
dude.
steals them. He steals the
Oh,
carries,
God,
and
it's
that's
so
what I'm worried
frustrating.
about. But I feel like Melvin
They
knows.
said that they're not
that he
going to
needs to
split
take
him
a
this
back
year,
seat.
but they said, but they re-signed him though.
I know, but they waited.
But they re-signed him. The bottom
Yeah.
line is like they didn't re-sign him if they weren't going to give him the ball.
But my
Now that
thing
he's on
about-
my team, he needs to.
If they were ready to
Stay
give
off the field.
Javonte the Derrick Henry treatment, they would have never signed him.
That's a fair
Well, my
statement.
thing, my thing about Javonte too. That reason why I have him in my other league as my RB2, and I'm comfortable with that is because if you look at Russell Wilson's running backs in the past that have been successful, like most recently Chris Carson is my example. He benefits a lot from being the check down pass, and I think Javante's a better receiving back than Melvin
Yeah.
Gordon, so he's going to get more of those opportunities. So
And
for
being a PPR league,
Yeah,
mandatory, you have him.
and those,
Yeah.
I think that Denver offense is going to be very good this year. So
That
yeah,
AFC West is going to be an absolute bloodbath.
My sleeper guy, I have him, so I'm going to speak it into existence. I got Kyler Murray.
That's a really sleeper though.
Yeah, is that a
Yeah,
sleeper?
That's a sleeper for me.
I mean, he's solid. Like he's great.
He's good, but like I think he's going to finish top 2.
He's good until
I'm
Call
not
of
mad at
Duty
that.
comes out and then his stats fall down.
I think he's going to
He
finish
was
top
my
2.
quarterback last year, and he just kind of let me down towards the end of the year. But
Exactly,
I mean, he was great.
right?
He was great for a
For the
majority
first
of the
3,
year.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that like
Because
to win the league.
film.
I know, but think about it though. Think about the question that I posed because I know you're all about semantics, Luke.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's up, Fitz?
The league, like the problem was is what Tommy said. He fell apart at the end. That killed
Yeah.
him. So it's like if he keeps his production like this the whole way, like that's what you're not expecting that.
I'm a
right?
Kyler fan. I'm a Kyler fan, man. I hope he
Like
does.
I think he's gonna outplay Josh and Lamar.
Maybe Lamar.
That's a hot take. I like
have
that.
Lamar in both my leagues.
Let's book
Yeah.
that.
He signed-
I like that.
He signed the big deal. He's all good. He's got weapons. We're good to go.
I got a lot of family in
His
Arizona.
best receiver suspended.
That are diehard Cardinals fans. I hope
For
Kyler
6
kills it
weeks,
for 'em.
not the last 6 weeks.
All that matters is
Oh
that they're
my
peaking
God.
in the fantasy playoffs, Jared.
That's
all that
right.
matters.
That's exactly because that's where you get killed.
And that's why
We'll
Justin
see.
Herbert is my QB.
That's a
We'll see
great
how
pick.
this. Yeah, I like that a lot. He brought me to a championship year 1. But no, I'm excited to see how this pans out. And yeah, we'll update weekly. We are recording this on Wednesday, so NFL starts tomorrow night. I'm very excited. Really cannot
Anybody
wait to
playing
go for
tomorrow,
this
so-
repeat.
What's the slate tomorrow? Is that Rams? I think that's Rams Bills, right? Wow, that's a high level game.
Just the worst games ever.
Oh, that's a high
Thursday.
level game.
That's an incredible.
Wow,
game.
I got Cooper
Okay.
Cup tomorrow night. I'm excited.
Thursday,
I am
bro. Thursday
excited.
football games are not good. How can you debate that?
It's football.
It's football. It's the first football game of the year. The first Thursday game can be good.
It was good
but
last
then
year.
once they start
There was a
playing,
shootout with Dallas and Tampa Bay last year.
That was wow.
I'm
Oh,
surprised how much of a football guy Luke is. I did not know this. This is a
It's
shift.
more. Well, I really wasn't until I started playing fantasy, and I think I just one being
You're-
competitive and 2 just like the analytics behind it. I like
This-
it. So
I will say, like, I've always loved fantasy, but like this group chat has changed my life on fantasy football.
it makes
Like,
it so much better.
there is nothing like waking up to a text talking about how they were yelling at their team. It's just you just can't make
Okay.
this type of stuff up, dude.
Tommy, you're the most likable person that I probably know. How many group texts do you think you have in
Oh,
your phone?
dude, I could go through it and just list them, but a
So
lot.
what's the best one?
I mean,
Oh, don't hurt Draco's feelings here.
You don't have to say it. You don't have to answer. It's fine.
the surgical summer is just an absolute wonderful group text, but we have lagged off in that group chat.
That's because it was getting so wild. We had to.
It
calm
was
it
getting
Yeah.
really wild.
I don't really want to touch on that too much.
We don't need to
be honest.
touch on that, but
Luke-
ZP did suggest we talk about the group chat, so I'm glad we're hitting on it. Shout out to
Yeah.
ZP.
Shout out to the surgical summer.
Yeah, surgical
yeah.
summer.
That's all we're gonna
on-
say.
Summer.
The
All
best
I know
group
is
chat
that-
in my phone is definitely performance enhancing drugs
Good
because
answer.
that chat, Jared, is like it was a fantasy football group chat with a bunch of guys that I didn't know except for Luke, all played at NAU. And then like when we played NAU this year, it was like I know all these guys just because of this fantasy football. Like we have a tie. Like it's great. And then you think the group chat would fall off, but
No.
it's freaking middle of the summer and we're still having a night where we're just sending 100, 200, 300 messages for no reason.
That's insane. Just like
Just
earlier
shooting the
today,
breeze.
bro. You guys are talking about top 5 stuff, and I had 80 messages in a 35-minute.
There's nothing like when a
Range
group
session.
chat gets rolling. There's just nothing like it.
Yeah,
It's
man.
all right.
But I'm glad you said something about 5, Jared, because we're getting into our starting 5 now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Before we
sir.
run out of time here. And we really want to throw a curveball your guys' way. We're going with starting 5 cereals this week. Yes.
I mean, what a hell of an episode. I mean,
What
can
a
we,
great
like,
episode.
yeah.
You really cannot anticipate what's coming next, and we're coming
Yeah.
back with you starting 5 cereals. So,
cereals.
you know, as I
And
did,
remember, starting 5, not top 5.
Top
all
5,
you
starting
dudes
5.
there.
that's really good.
I want to start us off. Let's get
Why?
it going.
Wait, hold on. We've been doing whoever won last week, and if I remember,
Have we been?
tied for the win? So
Have we been?
I think
Yeah,
we
Tommy,
have.
didn't you finish last in the walk-on even though you thought you won?
'Cause I
I
totally
said
thought
I
I
won the
would.
walk on, right? Let me go check. No, I came in last.
Nah,
It's all right. So I mean, you
totally
can
thought I
start, but
would.
I just
No
wanted to
one-
put that out there.
Whatever. I still have the most wins, so
That's fair.
All right.
here we go.
So do you want to start, or do I get the honors?
I'm going last. So.
Take the honors, LA.
Okay, thank you. I love that. Okay, so at point guard, we need my floor general. I got Captain Crunch at point
I
guard.
like it.
It's our captain. And
Oh
that's a
my
top
God,
two
that is
cereal.
the corniest shit ever.
At the shooting guard, we need a shooter. We need someone. There's gold at the end of the rainbow. Give me Lucky Charms
my
at the
God.
two. That's a great pick. So
Yes.
at the three, at the small forward, I need a good two-way player. Someone that gets the job done at both fields. Give me Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Great
Okay.
cereal and great milk. Two-way player.
That
I
is
got first.
two-way is really good.
At the four, we need a Tim Duncan type pick here. Something that's gonna be there every single time you go to the grocery store, and it's heart healthy, gonna get the job done. Give me Raisin Bran at four.
Raisin Bran. Wow.
Give me Raisin Bran at four. Talk about a heart healthy meal to
So
start.
there
your day.
goes Luke's
Wow.
chance at winning because everyone we has watched the show is under 30. So
Raisin
Bran. People will appreciate that pick.
yeah, Dr. A is gonna vote for that, and that's about
Oh
it.
my gosh. Who's
So
your
at the
center?
five, I kind of wanted another heart healthy, sturdy center, but at the same time, I like my fives to be able to catch lobs, make plays, maybe step out, hit a three.
Yeah,
So give me the
Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios. It's a heart healthy of the Cheerios, but then you sprinkle a little honey nut flavor on there.
All
So
right, man.
that's
All
a
right,
drop
man.
dead great five.
I
Oh
mean,
my God, that was just.
I don't know how I feel about Raisin Bran, but I like the five. I like the
Yeah,
five.
bro. You
So-
know what?
Shout out to Judson, by the way. He helped me pick
Yeah.
this five out.
That's great.
Does he know that
my-
you put Raisin Bran in your five?
Yeah, he loves the pick.
My
No, he
point
doesn't.
guard, just I'm sticking with the trend here. We got Lucky Charms at the one.
God damn it.
I want the lucky feel. I like what they bring as a floor general. The next, we need an athlete. And we need an athlete at the two. And what better than an athlete than Frosted Flakes? I mean, come on. Tony the Tiger. Come on. At the three, you guys might be surprised by this one, but I actually saw a box of this with LeBron James on the cover, so we went with Wheaties. We went with Wheaties at the three.
Frosted Flakes and Wheaties is the same thing.
Okay,
At
that's a
the
horrible take, Jared.
four, that's a bad take. They're not the same thing at all. At all.
One
If
has
I said
frosting, one
if I
doesn't.
said Wheaties and then like Frosted Wheat Thins, then I could say okay, but I'm not gonna say that.
It's like-
At the four,
Said Wheat Thins.
I went a little different with Luke. He wanted the guy who's gonna be there every day, the Tim Duncan. I wanted the Dennis Rodman, the psychopath. I went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs at the
Wow,
four.
love that pick.
At the five, I want the big toucan holding it down in the middle. Give me Fruit Loops.
Hey, you know what? I hope Tommy wins because that's better than Luke's.
I've never expected you to like my list.
What you got, Jared?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
this
I
is-
don't
this is
care
what I've been
anymore. You guys
anticipating
took
all
all
day.
my shit.
This is how
There
Cam
says,
felt.
I have oatmeal at the
This is
point
how
guard.
Salerno felt last episode.
Okay.
There's no confidence in this.
Audible.
It's not that there's confidence. It's just like my picks will be boring now.
Aww.
All right, I got it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get the pity vote.
Yeah. I'm switching it up because I'm adaptable.
Heard you.
Yeah.
At the point guard, we need someone that can just be everywhere, be in the shadows,
Right.
Okay.
get my guys involved. Let's
Okay.
go with Count Chocula.
Wow. Whoa.
It's in the shadows. No, we didn't. Oh.
Count Chocula.
Bro, you saw that at the store today, bro.
I've never
shooting-
had that. I have
shooting
never
two-
had
You
that.
got Boo
Shooting
Berry at the
guard.
two also.
Shooting guard. I need a little bit of nice little finger roll. I need a little bit of sauce. I'm going to go with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah.
At the small forward, again, we want someone that can, be a little bit, how you say, adaptable.
Okay.
We're going to go with Crunch Berries
Huh.
at the three.
Talk
Small
that.
forward.
What's crunch berries? Am I stupid?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I don't even know what crunch berries are. I'm about to look it up.
It's Captain Crunch.
Oh,
Yeah,
Captain
but-
Crunch berries. Okay, my fault.
I literally
It's
have
just
those-
called Crunch
I have those in the
berries.
kitchen right now.
I
Yeah,
thought it
you
was called
never
Captain
had
Crunch
oops.
berries.
You never no, it's not called that. It's
Okay,
called
see,
Crunch
that's my
berries.
fault. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault.
Have you ever had oops all berries when they did that? When they just made all the berries, no
I'm
crunch?
more of a Captain Crunch guy.
See, that's
myself.
what I'm
Alright,
saying.
here we
Is
go.
that
Who's the four? Who's the
you
four?
need both, right? I need someone
No.
that's versatile.
Good pick. Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, okay. At the 4, someone that's just real solid. Not so much Tim Duncan, but more like Kevin Garnett. And he's gonna anchor the defense and like really be a vocal leader out there. I got Life at 4.
God awful take. Oh my god.
I mean, if I'm not
Four-
running
two-
away with it this week, I just don't know.
Two for $4.
I'm not
Two
gonna
for
lie though.
$4.
I would love to see a Raisin Bran versus Life matchup.
I
on the
really,
block. That's a great
I like
matchup.
those. I like that we have those two at the 4.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. At the
Who's
5.
holding it down? Who's in the middle?
At the 5. Like if you gotta get your stomach right, you gotta get the colon right, gotta get that fiber. We're going frosted mini wheats at the 5.
Oh, I said wheat thins, huh? It's definitely mini wheats.
Wheat thins.
No, you gotta stick with wheat thins.
Nah,
bro.
I'm crazy for that. I didn't even
Frost.
pick them, so that's all right.
Frosted
All right,
mini wheats at
Tommy.
the center.
I'm
I
gonna
like
give
that.
us our
Jared.
walk on first.
Yeah, you go first. Walk on.
Yeah, you're not
I
gonna get my
got-
walk on, so I'm not tripping.
All right, I got underrated. Used to have it a bunch as a kid. Haven't had it in forever. Don't even know that I've seen it in the store in a while. Cookie Crisp. Bang.
Boring.
No.
Thank you, Jared. I'm not a fan of that pick. Jared, you want to go?
Yeah.
You want me to take it?
Nah, I got it.
All right. Heard you.
The most underrated cereal of all time.
Yeah, take
Could
it.
eat this all day. It's good 10 minutes after you pour the milk in. It's good right when you pour the milk in. It can be
10
crunchy.
minutes?
It can be soggy. Give me Kicks.
10 minutes after the milk?
That's a bad take. These are
10
both bad.
10 minutes is wild.
And
Cookie
I
Crisp
was-
is great. Nobody
I'm
talks
not
about
gonna
Cookie
lie.
Crisp.
Just eat cookies, bro.
Just put Chips Ahoy in some milk, bro.
All right, bro.
Kicks.
I was
Kicks.
actually, before I get my pick, I was really looking forward to this pick from Jared because if you guys don't know, Jared eats like a 12-year-old. So like I thought his cereal knowledge was gonna be through the roof.
You know what? The crazy thing is that we don't have cereal in my house because both Amanda and I are addicted to cereal. So we actually don't
You
have
have to
cereal in
like
our
stay
house.
away. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm definitely about to have some cereal after this.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great.
So I'll give you a good one to go have. For walk on pick, give me Honey O's. I don't know if you guys know about this one. It's the
I know about
Coast.
Honey O's.
Bro, Honey O's go crazy. They might cut your mouth up a little bit if you have too many of them.
Yeah, I think
But,
it's a
you know,
terrible take, but I know about Honey O's.
Those go stupid. Oh my, the Avdo family, they'll back
So we
me up on
got
this one.
Chips Ahoy and we
Oh,
got Cuts My
Cookie
Mouth.
Crisp. Thank you.
Chips.
The
So
disrespectful
I'm gonna win
five.
the walk-on. At
If
least
I
I'm gonna
don't
win the
run away
walk-on.
with the starting 5 this week, I really question. I really question our fans' cereal.
Bro, you put Wheaties in your shit.
Wheaties is high level.
Hey, Luke, did I not say he was going to be boring with his picks? Did I not say that?
No, I mean,
I don't know what's boring about Cocoa Puffs, but
Bro, Wheaties is just Raisin Bran without the raisins.
Yeah, come on, dude.
So
oh, Wheaties is tough. Wheaties
and
is
Luke
tough.
already said Lucky Charms, so
well, no, if we have repeats though,
If
I'm
you
not
have
gonna-
Braun on the cover, I'm putting you in my starting 5.
okay.
okay.
But Steph hasn't been on the cover though, so real Warrior fan, huh? So you're a Braun guy now. Is
Okay.
that what we're doing?
Is that what we're doing? Wheaties was my 3, not my 1.
I'm excited for this vote. I think people are gonna.
I can't believe you
people
just
really
said that,
gonna
Jared.
Appreciate it.
That's gonna sit with me for the rest of the night. I literally can't believe you just said
Jared's
that.
been pressing a lot of buttons today, Tom.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's
You-
just talk
hey.
about a guy who knows how to
No.
really
Let's
stir the pot.
Luke used the B word today, so that's all I'm saying.
You know, with that being said, let's wrap this up. Jared, what kind of golf knowledge do you have for us today?
Before
if,
golf
if
knowledge,
any.
before golf knowledge, I want to give a major shout out, Nevada women's basketball avid listeners. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
We're excited for got a former Wolfpack coming to you next year, so appreciate you guys. And but if you are golfing, just remember 50 chips a night,
Right.
it will get you right.
Needed that.
Boom.
All I'm saying
Get
is,
'em.
ever since Jared
Eat it
started
up.
saying that, I did get a career low in golf. So I don't know. I don't know
Wow.
what the correlation is, but I'm
And
just saying.
I don't know if you guys saw the video. I sent it to the group chat for Jared to see how clutch I am on the course. Down one in mini golf, needed a big shot, hole in one, TB Woods, put it
Knocked
in.
it down.
Hey, I'm just
Put it in.
saying that like the
Pressure
fact that
makes diamonds.
it's called mini golf should tell you that it has no bearing on anything happening on a
Amen.
real golf course.
Amen. Just make a play. That's all I
I'm
ask.
proud of you, Tom, and I believe in you.
This was just an absolute roller coaster of an episode.
Can I make another golf statement?
Okay.
Luke, you will appreciate this.
Okay, good.
Yesterday, I walked into Sport Courts. It's a hunt. For people that don't know in Sacramento, it's 115 outside right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Clearly, not a good time to be outside working on your golf game unless you're like me and you just, you're different. But I walked into Sport Courts. On the other half, the Capital Christian golf team was practicing on the half court with the mats down.
That's great.
Hitting and chipping. I was so ready to. I had my clubs in my car.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say. I know Jared's got his clubs in his car.
Walks in.
Yeah. Oh, we're working on today. So I just want to say that I just figured you'd appreciate that.
That's great. No, that's great. But like I was saying, absolute roller coaster of an episode. I mean, probably a little longer than usual, but I like every aspect every aspect we hit on. That was just great. Man, 7 episodes through, fellas. We're really doing this thing. So
Yeah.
thank you to everybody that's listening. We appreciate you all. The usual thing. This is your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.